All right, 10:40 on the Manny Muñoz Show for a Wednesday morning. If you missed my rant to start off the program, I talked about Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. I said that, in my opinion, he is not a serious legislator. He is a peacock looking for nothing more than attention, a fraud of a politician, only interested in getting attention and clicks. His House colleagues on the Republican side use terms like divisive, disrespectful, selfish to describe him. And his actions over the last couple of days, those were some of the comments that I was able to say on the radio here. Let's get some more reaction. We go live to Capitol Hill right now and bring in one of his colleagues from the Florida congressional delegation, the Republican conference, Congresswoman María Elvira Salazar, Republican from District 27. You could follow her on Twitter at Rep. Maria Salazar. Congresswoman, always a pleasure. Thank you for the time.
And thank you for the opportunity. And you know what? I agree with you 100% everything you said about Congressman Gaetz.
I saw you making
for Nancy Pelosi.
I saw you making the rounds last night on television, doing some interviews, and you, as well as most of the other Republicans in the House, are very disappointed in what took place yesterday.
Very disappointed because it was completely unfair, and I'm not friends with I'm not one of his buddies of Kevin McCarthy, so I need to say that. So what I'm going to say next has more credibility, but the guy was doing a very good job in a very difficult environment. The problem here is spending. We have $33 trillion debt. We spend $6 billion a day. All right, we borrowed on money. That's it. Those are the facts. That's the empirical evidence. And someone has to say, stop this and let's start reducing it. All right, and that is only 33% of the budget, because the other 66 is Social Security and Medicare, and that is sacred. So now let's try to reduce where we can. And Kevin McCarthy was doing exactly that. We were going through each bill, what you call appropriations, and we were voting for Homeland Security, for DOD, for health, for education, the 12 departments that we need to fund. And Matt Gaetz just decided that he just doesn't like Kevin. And that is not the way we work, because we have the best electoral system on earth. It's not perfect, but still the best. Yeah. The Cubans and the Venezuelans would love to have the American electoral system and the American judicial system. So would the Chinese and the Russians, as a matter of fact,
and the Ukrainians. Yeah. Okay. So no business can get done now in the House until we have a new speaker. What have you been told? I believe there was a conference meeting has taken place. Get us up to date. Why don't you make some news here?
Well, Steve Scalise would be the next one in line. I think Scalise is a very honorable man. After that, you could have many others. I don't know. This is a uncharted territory. What we do know is that we need to put this behind us. Unfortunately, I repeat, it should have never happened. But, now it's time to move on and then pass those bills so we can fund the rest of the government. And that's what we need to do next Tuesday.
Yeah. Am I naive? I talked to Carlos Corbello about this in our last half hour. The dream that a member from your Problem Solvers conference, the caucus, would have any interest or get enough support to become the next speaker. Is that just wishful thinking on my part that we might actually have a speaker who is interested in solving problems and passing legislation that could actually become law?
That's the ideal part. And I'm one of the most bipartisan members of Congress, because I believe that the American public is moderate, is not far left, is not far right. Mm-hmm. And we need to bring that person. Maybe someone from Problem Solvers will come up. We don't know. I've been getting a lot of notifications from that group. And I love Problem Solvers, because then you're sitting with the Dems.
Brian Fitzpatrick would be great. Brian Fitzpatrick would be great.
Yeah, that's right. You're sitting with the rest of the country. I just don't want to be in my own little party. I want to sit with the rest of America and see what they have to say. Hey, look, there's a guy by the name of Ronald Reagan. Remember him? Mm-hmm. He sat with another guy by the name of Tip O'Neill. And those were completely different. One from Massachusetts, the other one from California. And those two people, they did wonders. Why can't we do the same thing now?
Last thing for you. last thing for you. I know your biggest priority anyway, is getting this Dignity Act. Yeah, Dignity Act passed. Will that a promise to put that on the floor be a requirement for your vote for whoever's the next speaker?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We got to fix a problem that for 37 years no one has been willing to tackle. And it's a problem that is eating us up alive, the border. You got to seal the border. You got to fix immigration. You have to fix asylum. You got to stop catch and release. You have to stop the fentanyl coming in. You have to bring in those people who can be good for engineering and for biotechnology. I don't know. But if the marketplace needs them, we need to provide those minds. So our immigration system is completely flawed, and everyone talks about it, but no one does anything. So I wrote a 500-page legislation.
So a promise to put your Dignity Act on the floor for a vote will be what you require for your vote for next speaker?
Of course.
All right. All right. South Florida Congresswoman María Elvira Salazar, Republican, District 27. Always appreciate you, Congresswoman. Thank you.
And of course, my best and good regards to everyone who's listening to us.
Thank you very much.
My love to you. Bye.